Good morning. Feeling a little somber as I just finished a conversation with the dear sweet soul whose brother passed just last month, late last month. So I felt that it was important to come on here for a few reasons and to give you guys just a little bit, at least from the other side and from their perspective on death and um, why we choose to leave when we're younger. And I'm hoping they'll come through pretty strong for us this morning, just inviting my guides and angels in. So there's this reference to putting things into perspective. It's really hard to do when you've just lost a child or somebody who was really close to you. It's very, very hard to put things into perspective because perspective is all over the place. Our minds are everywhere. Um, they can race, they can be quiet. We can laugh, we can cry, we can scream, we can hate everybody, we can love everybody. We might feel a moment of having everybody together, and then I don't want anybody around me. You can bounce from each one of those emotions like that. Honor each step that you go through because pushing it away and not allowing it only extends it for another day. When the emotions come up, feel them, sense them, see them, thank them. Thank you. Why would you thank them? Because you're telling yourself how lucky you were to have this person in your life. Because a lot of people don't get to experience those wonderful things of having a child. So be thankful. Be thankful because it was also part of your journey. Acknowledging is what Spirit just said. Acknowledging part of your journey, acknowledging that you loved so fully and that this person who is no longer here physically is now safe and protected always. And then I hear, why would I give that up? Why would I want to give that up? Why would I ever be okay with that? Oh boy, this one is harsh. It's pretty much like, well, you don't have a choice. You have to move forward. And a lot of people have asked me in my own losses with my tragedy of my son taking his life is how do you move forward? How do you move forward? You don't have a choice. You just do. You take it a day at a time and you know that there is a greater good. So that's about having faith and having hope and trusting that there is a deeper purpose to everything that happens. There may be emotional things that come in that you're not prepared to deal with. I was not. I had no idea some of the things. Past lives were triggered for me. So it took a lot of self exploration and a lot of um, asking a lot of questions of myself, of spirit, of God. Took a lot of deep personal work to move through the pain of losing a child. Uh, I say move through, but I don't know that we're ever done with that pain. I feel like it's always there. My son has been gone just over 10 years, and I haven't forgotten. In fact, I could really quickly go right back to the feelings that I felt that day if I allowed myself to. Um, and the thing is, sometimes we have to allow ourselves the opportunity to do that as well. Maybe we need to. Maybe it's something that needs to be healed in our minds or in our hearts. Maybe we buried something so deeply that it's time to allow it to come to the surface. So if you find yourself going back to how they passed or when they passed, that's part of the mind's process as well. Just reminding yourself because we don't think it's real. And you also may see your loved one everywhere. I remember driving and I would be like, we, oh my God, I think that's him. And it wasn't, but it was a beautiful way for his energy to say, I'm still around, Mom. I'm still living, just in a different way. We went to a rodeo right shortly after he passed. I believe it was, I don't know if it was that following year and that like a couple months later or in January, but it seemed like it was like really close after he passed. And there was a young man who came and sat in front of us with his girlfriend who looked and acted just like him, just because my son was very goofy. And I was like, whoa, whoa. That was one another way my son could put us in an experience, in a situation, to know that he was still around, even though he wasn't physically. That energy still existed. Every time something like that happens for you, that you're in a situation where somebody sounds like him, or somebody looks like him, or somebody's acting like him, those are ways that spirit will show you that they're safe and that they're okay. They may show up in your dreams. They may not show up in your dreams, and you may be very, very, very frustrated with that. Like, why in the hell aren't they coming? Why aren't they visiting me? What's going on with this energy? I believe that we can do a few things. I think we can shut them out because we're so scared, or we're so worried, or the opposite, we want it so bad that we're demanding of it. So, in that situation, I would say the best thing you could do is allow. So, example, my grandfather, when he passed, he never came to see me. And I never had a visitation from him. And it literally wasn't until, and he passed probably 20 plus years ago. And I think it was maybe 4 years ago that he finally came in to visit, just for a brief moment. And I was like, well, for fuck's sakes, Grandpa, it's about time. And he had his own reasons. So, and he had been incarnated, believe it or not. I know, I know. So, with that knowledge, that they can actually reincarnate. But the beautiful thing about that is they still have a purpose. They have things they have to do. Their soul has its own job, its own experiences that are needed. So if they don't come to you right away, please, that doesn't mean they're not okay. In fact, it probably means that they are absolutely okay. Also, with my grandfather, and what I believe to be true with most people, is that we had a good relationship, and I knew he loved me and he knew I loved him. So we didn't have that unfinished business. Okay. So, and I also knew that in my heart that he was okay. And I believe that. With my son's passing, he popped in the next day. He was in my business. That's how I woke up, hearing his name at the top of. So basically, I was sleeping and I woke up. I woke up to hearing his name, Derek Edmonds, at the top of his lungs. It was like full force, like somebody screaming in my face this close. So that would tell me his energy was absolutely with me. At the time, I didn't understand what that was. I just knew I needed to wake up quickly. You might have things like that happen. You might just feel coldness on the cheek, hair in your face that you can't find or remove, warmth. Sometimes my ears will turn beet red. There are so many ways they'll show us signs that they are okay and that they are safe. And I want to touch real quick on why I have people wait 3 to 6 months, if not longer. And that is for you. That's not for spirit. Spirit can come through the moment that they pass. The grieving process is for you. Gives you time to start moving through everything that you're going through, because you're experiencing stuff on a level you probably never have before. Um, I would suspect things don't make sense. If you can give yourself or take time off of work, hopefully work has something set up so that you can still have some income coming in, and give yourself a week or so to step back from everything and just to process. You may find yourself laughing and then be upset. Why would I even laugh? Why would I? Because that's part of the process too. So you're going to say things, feel things, and think things that you may think you're losing your shit. Push through that. Don't push it away. Push through it. Push into it. What is that for me? Why am I feeling this? How is this affecting my life? There is nothing wrong with seeking help either. In fact, I would highly recommend it. If you've just lost somebody, either find a therapist or a grief counselor, somebody who is experienced in grief, and talk to them about what you're going through. Okay. Know that you are safe and loved and protected, and that you have this huge team of guides and angels that are here to work with you. Okay, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and close. I send you love on your journey. And please know, even if you've recently lost somebody, their soul is safe. Their soul is safe.